If you're over 70 and a low chair has started feeling like a trap, pay attention. That chair is not only furniture, it is a test of your legs, balance, nerves, joints, and confidence. If you stop trusting your legs, your world quietly becomes smaller. First, you avoid the stairs, then you avoid long walks, then you avoid carrying bags, then you wait for someone else to do what you used to do. Most people call that aging. I do not think that is precise enough. Age changes the body, yes, but dependence often grows when 5 trainable systems are allowed to go quiet. Independence after 70 is not one heroic workout. It is a set of small signals repeated often enough that the body keeps the machinery online. The body keeps what you ask it to use, and it starts negotiating away what you stop asking for. That is the uncomfortable truth, but it is also the good news. Before we go deeper, one safety point matters. If movement brings chest pressure, fainting, severe shortness of breath, sudden weakness, new confusion, or a fall with injury, do not train through it. If you have severe pain, unstable blood pressure, advanced osteoporosis, neuropathy, or major balance problems, the right version should be adapted with a clinician or physical therapist. The goal is not to prove toughness. The goal is to keep the system useful. Now let us build the 5 habits. Habit 1 is the chair habit. This sounds almost too simple, which is why people ignore it. But the ability to stand from a chair is one of the clearest daily signals of lower body power. It uses the hips, thighs, calves, ankles, trunk, and the brain's timing system. When that pattern fades, getting up becomes slower, noisier, and more uncertain. You push harder with your hands. You rock forward. You hold your breath. You search for momentum. That is not only weakness, it is the body losing a familiar movement program. The chair habit is to practice standing up and sitting down with control. Not collapsing down, not bouncing up. Control both directions. At first, use a higher chair if you need to. Use your hands if you must, but notice whether you can gradually use them less. The important part is that the legs receive a clear message. You are still responsible for lifting this body. This is how independence is built in ordinary life. A gym machine can help, but the chair is everywhere. Every breakfast, every bathroom trip, every visit, every meal becomes a chance to keep the pattern alive. The mechanism is muscle power. Strength is how much force you can produce. Power is how quickly you can use enough force at the right moment. After 70, power often disappears faster than pure strength. That matters because life rarely asks you to lift slowly in perfect conditions. Life asks you to catch yourself, climb a step, rise from a soft seat, and react before gravity wins. So the chair habit is not childish. It is emergency insurance built into a normal movement. You can make it a quiet test. Can you stand without using your hands? Can you sit down without dropping? Can you do several clean repetitions without your knees collapsing inward? Can you breathe while doing it? Those details tell you whether the system is improving. If this kind of explanation helps you understand your body more clearly, subscribe to Feynman's Body Code. And if you are comfortable, write your age and country in the comments, plus which daily task you most want to protect after 70. I want to see what independence means in real homes, not only in research charts. Habit 2 is the walking habit, but not the lazy version. Walking is not just transportation, it is a moving test of the heart, lungs, arteries, hips, feet, eyes, inner ear, and brain. A person can lose independence while still technically being able to walk. The clue is speed. When walking speed falls, the world becomes farther away. A crossing light feels shorter, a parking lot feels wider, a hallway feels longer. That is why gait speed is sometimes treated like a vital sign. It tells you how much reserve is left in the whole system. The walking habit is to keep a small amount of purposeful walking in your week. Not punishment, purpose. Easy walking keeps the joints moving and the circulation awake. Short, faster pieces teach the body that it still needs reserve. For some people, that means a brisk minute followed by an easier minute. For others, it means walking from one room to another with posture and attention. The right level is the one that challenges you without making the day worse afterward. The mistake is thinking the only useful walk is a long walk. A short, deliberate walk repeated consistently can protect the walking engine better than occasional hero efforts. The walking engine has 3 parts. First is the pump, heart and blood vessels delivering oxygen. Second is the motor, hips, thighs, calves, and feet pushing the ground. Third is the guidance system, eyes, inner ear, feet, and brain, deciding where the body is in space. When any one part fades, walking starts to look careful. The steps shorten. The feet shuffle. The arms stop swinging. The head looks down. That careful pattern feels safer, but sometimes it trains the body to become even more cautious. So the walking habit should include posture. Look ahead when it is safe. Let the arms move. Push through the big toe. Let the step finish behind you. These are not cosmetic details. They tell the nervous system that walking is still a full body movement. Habit 3 is the balance habit. Balance is the independent system people notice only after it starts failing. You do not need balance when everything is perfect. You need it when the floor is uneven, the room is dark, the phone rings, the dog moves, or your foot catches a rug. Falls are rarely caused by one dramatic mistake. They usually come from small losses stacking together. Less ankle strength, less foot sensation, slower reaction time, weaker hips, poorer vision, more fear. The balance habit is to give the body safe, small balance challenges before life gives unsafe ones. That means standing near a counter, wall, or sturdy chair and making the feet do a little more work. Feet together, semi-tandem stance. One foot slightly in front, slow weight shifts, heel raises, toe raises. The exact exercise matters less than the principle. Challenge the system without gambling with a fall. If you need support, use support. Touching a counter is not failure. It is how you train the nervous system while keeping the cost low. The foot is not just a platform. It is a sensor. The ankle is not just a hinge. It is a fast correction device. The hips are not just big muscles. They are the steering wheel of balance. When you train balance, you're not only training not to fall. You are training the confidence to turn, reach, step sideways, get into a car, shower safely, and walk in a crowd. That confidence changes behavior. A person who trusts balance leaves the house more. A person who fears balance sits more. Sitting more then weakens the legs, which worsens balance again. This is the fall loop. The balance habit breaks the loop early. Habit 4 is the carry habit. Independence is not only walking empty-handed. Real life asks you to carry groceries, lift a laundry basket, open a heavy door, move a pan, pull a suitcase, and hold yourself on a railing. That is why grip and upper body strength matter after 70. Grip strength is not magic, but it is a useful window into the body's overall reserve. When the hands weaken, people outsource life. Jars become difficult, bags become risky, stairs feel worse because the railing is less useful. The carry habit is to keep safe carrying in the routine. A light bag, a water bottle, a small basket, a controlled farmer-style carry in the hallway. The load should be boring enough to control and useful enough to send a signal. Do not start with a heroic weight. Start with a load you can carry while standing tall, breathing normally and walking without rushing. Carrying teaches the trunk to brace, the shoulders to stabilize, the hands to grip, and the feet to organize under load. That is different from sitting and moving a weight with one isolated muscle. Independence is whole body strength. The carry habit also protects confidence. When you know you can carry something safely, you plan less around fear. You do not need to turn your home into a gym. You need to stop removing every useful load from your life. Of course, pain changes the plan. If shoulders, wrists, back, hips, or knees complain sharply, lower the load, shorten the distance, or ask for a safer version. The signal should be effort, not punishment. Habit 5 is the fuel habit. Muscle does not stay because you wish for it. Muscle stays when it receives two messages: use me and feed me. The first 4 habits send the use me signal. Food sends the building material signal. After 70, many people eat less protein without noticing. Breakfast becomes toast and coffee. Lunch becomes something small. Dinner becomes the only serious meal. The body then has long stretches with too little building material. That matters because older muscle can become less responsive to small protein doses. I am not telling you to chase extreme diets. I am saying that independence needs material. A useful habit is to put meaningful protein into more than one meal, especially earlier in the day. Eggs, yogurt, fish, poultry, beans, lentils, tofu, cottage cheese, and similar foods can all fit, depending on your diet and medical needs. If you have kidney disease or another condition that limits protein, this is something to individualize with a clinician. But for many older adults, the problem is not too much building material, it is too little. Fuel also includes vitamin D, calcium, fluids, and enough total food to recover. Bones, muscles, nerves, and blood pressure all behave worse when the body is underfed or dehydrated. Dehydration can make standing feel worse. Too little food can make walking feel heavier. Too little recovery can make every habit feel like punishment. So the fuel habit is not only what you eat, it is the rhythm that lets the body repair. Sleep belongs here. Deep sleep helps regulate hormones, tissue repair, learning, balance reactions, and appetite. A tired brain walks more cautiously and reacts more slowly. That means poor sleep can become a fall risk problem, not only an energy problem. The fifth habit is therefore simple. Feed the muscle, hydrate sensibly, and protect sleep as if tomorrow's independence depends on it. Because it does. Now let us make this practical. Because vague advice is where good intentions die. You do not need to measure everything in your life, but you do need a few simple signals that tell you whether independence is moving up or down. The first signal is the chair. If standing up feels easier, smoother, and less dependent on your hands, the lower body system is answering. If it feels harder month after month, do not wait until you cannot do it. The second signal is your usual walk. Can you walk to the mailbox, the store, the garden, or the end of the hallway with the same confidence as last month? If the distance quietly shrinks, that is information. The third signal is turning. Many older people can walk forward but become nervous when turning, stepping sideways, or backing up. That matters because daily life is full of turns. You turn at the stove, you turn near the bed, you turn in the bathroom, you turn when someone calls your name. So balance is not only standing still with one foot raised. Balance is the ability to change direction without panic. The fourth signal is the floor. If you only feel safe on perfect flat ground, the system is losing adaptability. That does not mean you should chase dangerous surfaces. It means you should gradually keep the feet, ankles, eyes, and brain awake. The fifth signal is the hands. If jars, bags, doors, railings, and laundry become harder, the body is losing useful strength, not just gym strength. Useful strength is the kind that lets you keep participating. The sixth signal is recovery. A useful habit should leave you a little trained, not destroyed. If you're wiped out for 2 days after a small effort, the dose is wrong, or the system needs medical attention. If you never feel challenged at all, the dose may be too small to protect reserve. The target is the middle. Enough signal, enough recovery. This is how older bodies often improve best, not through random heroic days, but through repeated manageable signals. Let us take one ordinary day. You wake up and stand from the bed or chair with attention instead of rushing. That is the first signal. You walk for a few minutes with posture, arm swing, and steady breathing. That is the second signal. You touch the counter and do a safe balance challenge while the kettle warms or while waiting in the kitchen. That is the third signal. You carry something small with control instead of avoiding every load. That is the fourth signal. You put real building material into meals and protect the sleep window. That is the fifth signal. None of these requires drama. They require repetition. The body is less impressed by speeches than by signals. Aging wins when the signals become too quiet. You push back by making the signals ordinary. There's also a mental side to this. When people lose confidence, they often stop before the body truly has to stop. They move less because they are afraid. Then they become weaker because they move less. Then the fear feels justified. This loop is powerful because it feels rational. But the way out is not reckless courage. The way out is evidence. Each controlled chair rise gives evidence. Each safe balance practice gives evidence. Each purposeful walk gives evidence. Each useful carry gives evidence. Each good meal and good night gives evidence. The brain starts trusting the body again because the body keeps showing up. That trust is not motivation, it is data. Now, if you are already limited, the rule is smaller, not zero. A person using a cane can still train sit to stand within a safe setup. A person with painful knees may use a higher chair and a smaller range. A person with poor balance may train with both hands near support. A person who cannot walk far may use several short walks instead of one long one. The body does not demand perfection before it responds. It demands a signal it can survive and repeat. That phrase is important. Survive and repeat. If the habit is so hard that you quit, it is not a habit. If it is so easy that the body ignores it, it is not a signal. The useful zone is repeatable challenge. That is the zone where independence is protected. Now, there's a mistake I see everywhere. People wait until a function is gone before they train it. They wait until they cannot rise from the chair before practicing the chair. They wait until they fear falling before practicing balance. They wait until walking is exhausting before rebuilding the walking engine. They wait until groceries feel impossible before training the carry system. That is backward. You train independence before you lose it. The test is not whether you can survive one difficult day. The test is whether your normal day keeps asking the body to remain capable. So here's the clean model. 1. Stand from a chair with control. 2. Walk with enough purpose to keep speed and reserve. 3. Challenge balance safely before the world challenges it unsafely. 4. Carry small, useful loads so grip, trunk, and shoulders stay in the conversation. 5. Feed and recover the tissue you're asking to work. These 5 habits protect different parts of the independence system. Chair work protects rising. Walking protects distance. Balance protects confidence. Carrying protects usefulness. Fuel protects rebuilding. When they work together, the body gets a very clear message. You still need legs. You still need balance. You still need hands. You still need reserve. You still need repair. That message is what age tries to erase, and that is what these habits keep writing back onto the board. You do not need a perfect body to start, you need the right question. Not, how old am I, ask. Which independence signal did I send today? Did I stand with control? Did I walk with purpose? Did I challenge balance safely? Did I carry something useful? Did I feed and recover the tissue? That question changes the day. It turns aging from a vague fear into a set of levers. And levers are useful because you can pull them. One more point matters. Independence is not the same as never needing help. A wise person uses railings, glasses, hearing aids, good shoes, medical care, and safer home setup when needed. Tools are not defeat. The defeat is letting every tool replace the body instead of support it. A railing should help you climb, not convince you never to train the legs. A chair should support rest, not become the boundary of your life. Age is real. But age is not allowed to take every system without resistance. After 70, the game is not to become young again. The game is to keep enough power, balance, walking reserve, grip, and repair that your world stays open. That is independence. Not perfection, not ego. The ability to get up, move through the day, make choices, and still participate in your own life. Start with the chair, then take the walk. Then touch the counter and train balance. Then carry something small on purpose. Then eat and sleep like repair matters. Do those 5 often enough, and the body hears the message. Do not let age win by silence. Give the body a reason to stay useful.